Well, hello and welcome to Knife Delights. I got myself another case canoe. I got this down in Gordyville and bought it off of Jerry's friend Lee. And yeah, it's a beauty. Look at that wonderful jig bone on there. And on this one, it's actually got the canoe. Yeah. So just what a beautiful, beautiful knife. We'll take a look at the box here. It's chrome vanadium steel. Look at it that way. Look at the model number there. Amber bone peach seed jig. Yeah. What a wonderful, wonderful knife. I know HT, he's been getting into the canoes, and I seem to be picking up more of them all the time myself. Now, what we're going to do here today, before I talk about the knife, what I wanted to do is demonstrate why sometimes it's good to clean your knife, even though it's brand new. Sometimes there's gritty stuff down in there from the polish or grindings, and it can affect the walk and talk on it. So, since I have this handy dandy new ultrasonic cleaner, I got some warm water in there. We'll put the knife down in there with the blades open, and I'll get just a little bit of Dawn dish soap. Where'd it go? Oh, it's back here. And we're just going to see what we can clean out of this knife. If you wanted to, you could probably let it soak for a little while, you know, and let the Dawn break down the stuff in it. But I don't think this is too dirty, so we're just going to go ahead and let it go. Let me see here. Turn it on, and we're going to set our time to 3 minutes. Here we go. I kind of got a little bit ahead of myself and missed a step, but anyway, I took it out of the ultrasonic cleaner. It wasn't very dirty at all, and of course then I rinse it off and put it in a mineral oil bath. Just look at how she comes out after being in the mineral oil. Yeah. So what, again, the purpose of this is just to get everything cleaned off good, and we want to get stuff out of the pivots. So as I'm wiping this off here, what I'm checking for is this oil that's coming out from down in there. Is it coming out dirty or not? Now this has a nice blade etch on it, so I want to be careful. Don't want to take any of the etching off. This is kind of a collectible showpiece, I guess. So I want to keep it as pristine as possible. But I didn't see any dirty oil coming out of there. But she just looks so nice and clean. Yes, this is kind of a messy process getting the oil out. But to me, it's worth it. In the long run, it doesn't really take all that much time. We'll look down in there. I don't see anything down in there. So this knife came out of the factory pretty clean. But it doesn't matter how expensive or inexpensive a knife is. Sometimes, even with a new knife, you want to clean those pivots out. Sometimes with a new knife, you can feel it's gritty as you open and close the blades. But I don't hear or feel, you know, any grittiness or any resistance that would indicate there's still stuff down in the pivots. Now, one thing we can do, as you can see, the oil just keeps coming out, but it's coming out clean, and that's good. One thing you can do, you get a can of the compressed air, and you can actually blow these out a little bit. You blow the excess oil out, and you'll also see if you're blowing any dirt or anything out of there. But as you can see, she's coming out clean. Well, this knife I did buy at the flea market off of Jerry's friend Lee. And he gave me a very good price on it. It was certainly less than what I would have paid for off of any of the knife websites. A little bit of stuff out of there, aren't we? And it was funny because at the flea market, after we'd, done our purchasing and all this and that, and we made our videos and we chatted for a while, we kind of broke up and went our separate ways. Well, Mrs. KD was there with me, but her niece and her, Diana's niece and her husband met us there at Gordyville. And so they were out doing their own little shopping things, and I caught up with them. And so I asked my niece's husband, I says, would you like to go look at some knives? And he says, sure. So I took him over to Lee's table. And pretty soon Mrs. KD and the niece showed up over there at the table. There was a gentleman sitting there with Lee that kind of comes out and helps Lee at the shows. And he gets looking at the niece, and the niece back to him. And they're going back and forth, and it's like they recognize each other, but they couldn't place where they were. So they kept asking questions. Were you here? Did you work there? This and that. All the questions, trying to get it nailed down on where they knew each other from. And it turns out that they used to be neighbors. And so, what a small world, huh? What a very small world. So, Jerry has talked about Lee for so many months. Here to come to find out, I got in-laws that are friends with Lee's friend. So, oh, isn't it a small world? Yeah. So anyway, then the husband, he got to looking at knives, and the four of us were together, got to talking about knife collecting, and I gave him, a Knife Delight sticker and one of the business cards, and they said they were going to go home and check out Knife Delights, and kept talking to the husband, and it wouldn't surprise me. I saw the look in his eye, and I warned him. I says, once you get bit by the knife collecting bug, there's no going back. It takes a hold of you forever. But I tell you what, the look in his eyes as we were talking, it wouldn't surprise me if he becomes a knife collector. Yeah. So what a great time we had. Look at how this knife is cleaning up. Now, I don't even have to polish it. I'm actually going to leave it just a little bit wet. It'll keep any rust from forming. Of course, I store my knives in a good dry location, but still. And just look at those back springs. I don't see any gapping on this knife whatsoever. The transitions are good. The bone and that jigging just looks wonderful. Just look at that. Well, not the fingerprints. Not the fingerprints. Don't look at the fingerprints. We open it up. I don't see any dirty oil coming out of those pivots. None whatsoever. So I can put this in a little plastic bag and put it up. What's that little blemish there? I got a little bit of a blemish there on that blade. I'm not quite sure what that is. Huh. I have to work on that. I don't know if that's a little spot of patina started. I don't know. I have to keep an eye on that. But yeah, what a wonderful knife. And again, I've started to really get into the Canoe pattern too. And this is a beauty. So until next time, everybody, I hope you have a very delightful day.